effort to get back into the game. I see him scoring goals against Leicester teams. I see him doing good things against Leicester players.
Yes, people, welcome to another episode of the One Upfront podcast with myself, Rory. It's been a, what's the word I'm looking for? It's been a pretty weird week, especially as I like to mention the Fantasy Premier League. A lot of people were struggling this week, and then it all changed. So, without further ado, let's get into what happened in game week 5. Arsenal got 5 on it. That's 5 wins in 5 games. This is the best form they've shown in a while. Samba boys pulling them through. Jesus with the poachers finish is kind of what they've been missing. Forget people running in behind all that stuff. It's the person in the box getting the tap-ins. Those goals win you games. And those goals get you golden boots. You forget about those ones. But as real strikers know, you're happy to score them goals as much as you are to score a 30-yard screamer. They're all goals at the end of the day. Martinelli, he got 4 goals in his last 6 Premier League games. It's a good return for a winger. Can't ask for much more. He's coming up with the goods this season. Aston Villa, Steven Gerrard, I think that affects finish now. It's now, are you a real manager? Not the player you was or were to the manager, players thinking, yeah, we're getting Steven Gerrard. Now that's gone, what do you do now? So it's like the Space Jam juice wore off. What you gonna do? So I have a feeling if he don't win at least 3 of his next 9, they'll fire him and he'll be gone. And then will you be putting him in the same conversations with Lampard because he won the Scottish League? I mean, we'll see when that happens and that chat, because Lampard's not a great manager, but he's kept Everton afloat. They look decent now-ish, and Aston Villa don't. It's as simple as that. I saw a lot of stuff online about Saka not being as effective this season and all of this stuff, but I looked at him and only stats fans see that, because if you're watching football, you can see he's got the left back worried, the left mid now they have to double up. His pace alone and directness is what's creating the spaces for others. So the Odegaards and all of that, the space are getting created because of him. He might not be the final pass. He might not be the one that finishes it. But without his threat, none of the other stuff happens. And that's his job as a winger. Yes, the goal contributions, goals or assists help massively. But if you're not getting that, at least be doing what he's doing, and he's doing it. So until he starts pulling up his numbers, people are going to talk like this, but they're stats fans. They don't watch the actual game of football. He passes the eye test. Simple as that. City, Bury, Forest. Haaland, 38-minute hat-trick. I think that's another 3-piece combo he's got. He's had 2 3-piece combos and a 2-piece combo, and he got 1 against Newcastle. He's got 9 in 5 games, and people after that Community Shield said, he's not ready, blah, 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 blah. 9 in 5. You got to hold it up to him. He's not scoring these smashing home goals. All his goals seem to be penalty spot and so within the 12 yards. It's beautiful to see, because I've always rated Haaland. He's that freak of nature, and he gets the goals that you don't expect him to, but he's there every time. He could have 5 yesterday. Alvarez could have squared it to him. Didn't. There was a chance, I think, that he missed earlier on. I think he'll get at least 28 goals this season, the way he's playing, as long as he stays fit. But it's lovely to see all these centre forwards just thrive right now. I was looking at Forest, and yeah, they got beat 6-0. Cool. But they've bought a whole new squad. I think they're 19 players. I think they're going to sort out their 20th today, and they'll probably get another 2. I got this weird feeling they'll sign another 2. So let's say they sign 21 players. That's a squad. Some people are going to the Premier League with 21 new, not even 21 new players, 21 players without academy players being involved in that. So they've got to take time to gel. They got beat, it's fine. But I don't think the owners are going to give the manager that long if that stuff keeps happening. Because they started well, they looked good the other day. They looked good against Tottenham. Yes, they lost. But there's promising signs. They just need to find the right team, right balance, and they'll be all right. I think looking at them, they could stay up. But I know a lot of their contracts are based on add-ons of staying up. So it's gonna, a lot of players will go. It'll be part of their contract. They won't stay if they get relegated. But they're moving like a bit like QPR. I don't even remember when QPR was just giving everyone bumper contracts, signing everyone, but they're doing it with a little bit more. So it's fun to watch, but I just don't think the manager got enough time to make that happen. And then I'm gonna give a shout out to, who's the player that, Johnson. He looks tidy, you know. He looks like whatever happens to Forest, he'll be playing Premier League next season. He looks like he's ready, like new age Lingard. So yeah, we'll see about that one. Chelsea weak, but the Saints' arm was strong. Weak Chelsea again, physically and mentally. This is not the Chelsea we saw last season. And yes, changing of the guard and all of that stuff, but that's not a reason for that stuff to carry out on the pitch. We're naive and stuff. Mendy doesn't look the same. Silva's getting older, cool, but he's still carrying that defence. He shouldn't be doing that. We definitely missed Reece James. That was the biggest, clearest sign on the pitch. We missed Reece James. And we're also missing a creative midfielder that stays centrally. The amount of times on the pitch, there was this massive gap. So TV screen shows you the game. You see the defender with the ball, walking up to the semicircle, and then the other side of the screen, you see nothing. You might see the winger high up, but that's about it. There was no one coming short. There was like, Havertz could have done false nine, but he's trying to do lead nine. Someone's got to come in there. And it was scary to see because it's no creativity. We're just going from side to side till the space opens for us to cross it. But we're only crossing it to Havertz and Sterling. That's not going to work against, you've seen Southampton's back four. Right? They're all 6+. Maybe Kyle Walker-Peters is the shortest one, but the other two, you're not beating Bella Kocha and was it Salisu in the air like that at all. But not with Havertz and Sterling anyway. But yeah, so Sterling bagged again. Like, kudos to him. Who got for Southampton the equal? Like Lavia, cultured finish. Mendy should have saved it, but I think he saw it maybe a touch late, and the power on it was enough to take it in. Armstrong earned his goal. Like, he worked his socks off all game, pressing, defending. So when he got his goal, it was well deserved just before half time, and I think that killed Chelsea. Like, it fully killed Chelsea for them to take the lead, and didn't really kick on from there. Southampton had 2 chances cleared off the line, Cucurella and Silva. And yeah, it's not looking great for Chelsea until they sort out the attack, because it's not. Reece James can't be the best attacker at the club after Sterling. There has to be more. The onus has to fall on the attackers. And talking of attackers, Christian Pulisic throwing a tantrum. You lose games especially against a Southampton, when Chelsea should be winning those games on paper. Just go and clap the fans. It doesn't take much. We get it, you're frustrated, but you're showing your signs of why you're not going to be at this club for much longer. Whether you want to be or not, I just don't think it's working for him, and he might have to go sooner rather than later. No Salah with the main. The guy got a new contract. There must be no goal bonus in it, because it's like he's refusing to score. He don't want to score. Mo Salah does not want to score. He's like he's got that Harry Kane syndrome in August. So as I said, I like to see goals. So hopefully he does. But when they do score, he's scoring with them losing still, because I don't want Liverpool to be winning games like that. Alexander Isaac off the mark. Great finish. Slipped in, lifted it over the oncoming Alisson, but he's put power behind it. No one's saving that. Roofed the net. Like he'll get goals at Newcastle. He's a different kind of threat, and he's got a bit more feet than the other strikers. Callum Wilson's a bit more physical, and Chris Wood's a bit more aerial. So, but it'll be good to see how they all set up with St. Maximin coming in as well. He didn't play yesterday. He wasn't missed, but he was missed. Like, Newcastle did a good job for what they did, but he was missed for the neutral that wants to see exciting football. That's why he was missed for me. Bobby Firmino, he's found a little bit of form, like the old Firmino, which is good because Jota's due back and Nunes is due back, and what's Klopp gonna do? So I'd probably drop Firmino into midfield if he's gonna drop him from playing up front. But he's got 3 and 2. You can't ask much more from your centre forward, and he's got 3 or 4 assists. So yeah, he's doing well of late. And then Liverpool, as big teams do, they go to the very end. Fabio Carvalho with the 98th winner. He was a corner, scrambled, and then boom, volleyed the roof of the net. Celebration, everyone going wild. But Liverpool again, squeaky bum, because Newcastle did their job. It was just lapse of concentration and a good finish at the end. So I can still see Liverpool are light in their team, and they need a midfielder ASAP. Honourable mentions this week. Mitrovic there with the goods again. I think he's got 5 and 5. Great stuff. Souček with the equaliser at against Tottenham. I think all his 19 goals have been scored in the Premier League box. He's like the Slavic Fellaini and kind of Van Nistelrooy combined. He's a talisman for that West Ham team. Gordon, again, he's Everton's new Rooney without the same ability and bite. But he's their talisman as well, and he's carrying them right now. And then you've got Alvarez, Man City Saviola, got a double yesterday against Forest after coming off the bench. Like, he looks a good player as well. But yeah.
So good.
I used to want to be a baller. I had whip like Bex in the corner.